Which is weird because there's all stuff next. Right, I think I've just come into the front side of the ball, passed away fast. And I realised it wasn't at all stuff. Yes, please.
Better make sure there's nothing here I might have missed.
Who wants that? That's what his diabetic.
They want me to go to a pub and enjoy. I just don't want you getting drunk. The therapy.
I just.
It is strange. The head
it's because you're overloaded. You've literally got a lot on your plate. It's not just like you're not doing it because, like, I'm going to lie in bed instead.
That's what he's saying. You remember
There's also somebody else in the day.
To the camping boat. The minister, he likes the parties and he likes his drinking. Now, we're given no explanation or clarification about how Summit affords
I tried to be polite twice and on the third time, stop being polite, and it's like. Because twice I've been polite to people, I've been polite to you, kind of thing. No. Because I literally, from the urgency, I thought it was that weekend. That's why I said, well, we'll do this. I have to do all of that. We'll go home now and have a nice relax. Some time off to ourselves because we're going to go up at 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning. So we'll go home before 11 o'clock at night so we have to get something done. Yeah, right home. Oh no, it's true.
It's very quickly offered a drink.
Yes, that makes sense over 2 days. That's what I was saying. If you remember, I was saying, I said, oh, I'll do the rest tomorrow then. I've got this for the rest tomorrow. Yes, I just seem to think I'll get it through. Oh, no. That's why I said it twice. And then that's why I went clear notes. We've got to inject insulin and things like that. We can't be dicking around here, we've got things. And that's why I just walked out. I was like, alright, fair enough, bye. Because he didn't respond when I said, see you tomorrow, guys.
So many condiments.
Yeah, just don't bother. I don't bother with people who treat me like that, especially. And even if you want the pen pal, people are like, oh, the pen pal, and go back.
Ready to get into trouble by himself.
Yeah.
My car had all
It's because you're nice.
It's
It's because you're a nice person. No, but you shouldn't. You shouldn't, because then. No, but with that, it's because you don't lay something there. That's what they're saying. It's like the reason why house is played with good intentions is because when unnice people try and do good things, it always backfires on them. When nice people do it, that's why it gets heaven, isn't it? Because they never lower them to them. Laces and slap his bedrooms and things like that. Just still go around and all that's going to help him. That's the thing is, that's why you get the careful, isn't it? If you're not a good person, don't try and encourage, virtues. Do little things first. That's all. Completely eventually, if you think about it, we started off just tasting the titties, wasn't it? You're always there. What to do? I want to know from that. Finish your kid. But this whole looking after the fish sex now, it'd be different if he wasn't paying his neighbours to do it for him. We should lead. All this stuff. What it should be is someone just with a shop there. Free of charge, and then just a bit of social time. 5 10 minute chat every 2-3 days. That's what we should be experiencing. When you do these nice things for him, he's like, oh, see you all this. That's what I mean. It's like there's no solid. It's not what's really point is. So I don't think we've barely said anything soon before.
Wants to drink, he's going to. No
I mean, that's the main way, but over the 10 years we've been really much to it. It was conversation, but it was more just that neighbourly thing, it was more of a system rather than responsive.
The only person around the table who braces himself and shoots it back. Jenny physically intervenes to stop him drinking.
What did you do?
No,
what did you do?
you're not evil. Come on, let's go.
Yeah. No, I get an idea how Ranger did work.
It's not having a good time.
Ratchet is dragged outside by his wife. But really not happy about it. He's also not happy that she told everyone about the way that he acts when he's drunk. He feels emasculated, he feels insulted, and he's angry because he says he's not even drunk yet. He's just embarrassed.
Right.
But that goes both ways. Jenny isn't happy with him. She feels like her requests are falling on deaf ears. She's asked him to
because
tone it back
your dad died,
multiple times,
and you're not communicating with him what he wants to say.
She's done everything she can to please Summit not get completely wasted tonight. Jenny is left feeling like he's ignored her. For Summit, this scene, this interaction, has brought into stark focus some of the biggest issues that their marriage faces.
This is the reason we are here, because I feel like you've been extra controlling. I'm here to enjoy. Like this shit. Bye. Idiot.
This
What are you
wasn't
doing?
meant to be the way that their first night at the retreat was meant to go. They were intending to spend the night enjoying their privacy, enjoying their time away from his parents, enjoying their big bed.
The smell of a Bayside baseball field on opening
Instead,
day.
Jenny is storming off,
Exactly.
embarrassed at the
More
way that they both
condiments.
acted.
We must be in the right place.
Now, Summit
Good
does
thing I
eventually
sharpened my
want
claws.
to, right?
I
He
can
didn't
climb
want
this
things to go this way
easily.
either. He didn't want to fight, but what he said
No
was
power.
pretty
Of course
alarming.
it's broken.
This is not the
Ugh.
way. So you should respect my feelings.
Done
If I
perfectly.
don't want you to
As
drink, you
always.
should not drink.
I stopped enjoying life.
Wow.
I'm not exactly sure whether he's trying to say I'll stop enjoying my life or I've stopped enjoying life.
I think he meant I've stopped.
But one is worse than the other. If he's saying he's stopped enjoying his life, that's a pretty massive, kind of heartbreaking confession, isn't it? Like, does he really feel like that?
Well,
Does he really feel like
but
Jenny is an anchor weighing him down, draining all the fun out of his life? Or is he just saying that in a bid to maybe try and make Jenny feel guilty? If it's true, right, then we've got even bigger problems than we realise. Like, if this marriage really has sucked all the joy out of his life, then they're in a lot of trouble. Something says that he's fed up of constantly being told what to do. He's sick and tired of always having to listen to Jenny.
This is the problem. The road is going only one way, Jenny's way. That's it. One side, I get controlled by my mother, another side, like same way by my wife.
Now, while Summit whines about how sometimes it feels like he has two mothers, I'd ask him what he expects when he lives with his mum and also marries a lady that's 30 years older than him. I mean, Jenny's behaviour, her character hasn't just suddenly changed. She's always been strong-willed, and that's why he chose to marry her. That's why he fell in love with her.
Be on your guard.
His mum is also still treating
After
him like
you.
a little child. Maybe then that's even more of a reason to listen to his wife and get the heck out of their home. And then his wife's concerns might not feel like yet another woman trying to control him. But as he walks Jenny back to the task,
Evidence you stole?
is bitter.
Come
Bitter
with
and
us.
insulting.
Ugh, I'll smell like a hot dog stand after this.
Right, you better hold. Yeah, actually I am.
Oh, I'll savor beating you, because I know it'll taste sweet.
Summit's perspective, right? His reason why he's so angry is it feels like Jenny
I
never
didn't think
allows
I'd
him to have
taste
fun with his
defeat.
friends. But
Now, to see if there's a
like,
joker
Jenny
card in that
stops him
box.
from having fun. She just desperately
This
tries to
handle
stop
should
him
open
from
that
going
box.
overboard. And the truth is, Summit used to have plenty to drink to. Jenny just wanted to make sure he keeps out on the floor, captured on TV, to watch.
This is the last one we need.
Would have been
Time to
embarrassing,
put them all
more
together.
embarrassing, right? Than your wife putting an end to your It feels like his life has stopped being fun just
I
because his wife
recognize
doesn't want
this
him to get
painting.
blind drunk.
It's on display in the
He's gonna
Flugelheim.
cope when he's the full-time
It's
carer
closed for
a very,
refurbishment.
very ill
Whoever
lady.
made these could be lying
That
low in
really
there.
will be no fun. It's a
Let's
very
go to the
deep
Flugelheim.
concern, isn't it?
We can
I'm
leave
really
this
hope
condiment
that
lover
this
here.
can
The cops
help
will
them
deal
to
with him.
overcome their problems and rediscover the love they have. Because it's true.
Hash browns. That's from baby. We've got a bag in a bit, I think.
I just don't know what's going on. I feel like she has one foot out the door, and she's just waiting for her opportunity.
This place
You
doesn't
need to
exactly
take that
feel
other
for
step.
driving.
Okay, so there's an inference here that you think perhaps she has cheated on you. Is that what you're saying without saying it?
Yeah.
If you've been on social media lately, you'll probably know that Patrick and Thais definitely didn't get a happy ending. But now, the last result gives us front row seats to see exactly how this relationship crashed and burned. One thing's for sure, it's ugly. So, let's rewind to the start and pick things up with Thais and Patrick driving through the English countryside on their way to the last resort retreat to supposedly fix their marriage.
Look, horses everywhere. We're gonna ride horses.
Well, no, we're gonna do therapy first. We got a lot to figure out.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah, exactly. At the time that they filmed this, they really did. But again, in real time today, in present day, things have got very complex to say the least. Massive understanding. See, Patrick filed for divorce. He apparently also wants sole custody of their daughter. And the same day that news of their divorce broke, Thais was arrested for a domestic battery allegation against Patrick, although charges were later dropped. Now, just to add a curveball to the situation, despite how messy this situation is,
front door is locked up.
noticeable and
Probably a
significant
bad idea to go in
that
that way
sort of
regardless.
since the filing for divorce and the
There must be
arrest of
another
the
way to
battery,
get inside.
Thais has continued to post to social media videos that seem to include Patrick. And does that mean that perhaps there's still hope for them? Are they trying to reconcile?
Don't
Or are
worry,
they just being
I've done
good
this before.
co-parents? Not sure.
I'm sure you
All
have.
I can say for certain for the time being is things are very tricky, very sad, but maybe we might get a few answers as we watch this season unfold. So, with all of that out of the way, getting back to the episode, Patrick and Thais explain that things in their relationship have significantly
Gentlemen,
changed since they first
let's
got married and
broaden our
Thais
minds.
moved to the States.
Lawrence?
We've been facing a lot of challenges recently, they say.
Our lives are completely different. Just, yeah. The Queen's Chamber is really full.
Now, intimacy and their expectations surrounding it have been a problem for this couple for a while now. Like the last time we saw them, Thais, that Patrick wanted or expected to have sex every single day. And when she didn't feel like it, for example, if she was sick, he immediately jumped to the conclusion he began to accuse her of cheating on him. Clearly, that's a massive issue in their marriage, right? It's an issue that, as you can see when they get to their room in the castle, is meant to be resolved. It hasn't got any better.
Well, there's a bed. Oh, what? And we don't have a kid.
No, not today.
Wearing any panties under the skirt? Or?
I think so. On the one hand, right, I get it. I understand that they're alone, without their daughter, just the two of them in a hotel room. Like, it's understandable, it's only normal that that's where his mind is going to go. But, notice, almost worry or fear on Thais' face, and B, Patrick's insane over-the-top jealousy and suspicion as soon as she rejected him. That, are you wearing any panties
Let's
under
find
there?
out what's going
Wasn't
on
being said
here.
in a flirty way. It was being said
This
because
place
he's
seems
worried that
nice.
someone else
I
might
should come
check
back for
her
another
out.
visit.
Now, when his wife
I
tries to
assume
reassure him that no one
during
can see
opening
anything Patrick
hours.
was wearing shorts, Patrick still isn't satisfied.
Men stare at you. There might be
Men
some guys
stare.
Keep my eye out. Remember this? Remember this?
What?
Watch it.
Maybe.
When he says that, it was kind of sinister and threatening, doesn't it? To me, at least, it didn't come across as a joke, delivered in a light-hearted, funny kind of way. It's very, very clear that Patrick has massive insecurity. He's a very jealous, very suspicious, very
This is too nice to be hiding behind some dusty old glass.
You know you can't do that, right?
But, on that topic of Thais pulling on them, Patrick believes that they can solve their issues by, I guess, having more sex.
Someone
Not
doesn't
in
want us
having
getting
enough
past.
lately. complains. And when Trace tries to say to him, well, it's only normal. It's normal that when you get married, you can slow down. Patrick, by comparison,
You
believes
must be joking. I wouldn't mind taking a look inside that safe.
Finding more
You know,
loose
I've been
hex
married
statues
before,
might help
and
us reach
when
it.
sex starts going away, like, I feel like we're headed for a divorce.
Within an arcane, one pace of life slowed down. It doesn't make you less of a man to go and see by a doctor what really matters to me, my health, and I'll come back.
What's the harm in taking home another little keepsake?
The harm is something a judge will decide.
got 15 over 53 gets 18 and 5 gets 10. Clearly from her face, Taylor's believes it's not a reality. But they have now followed the rules. She was bigger than me. Maybe Patrick was right, or it just became herself from Billy Cross. Maybe he was so sure that it was a massive issue that it eventually became right. So right now, I guess, the battle will become more apparent. What's also very obvious is that sex isn't their only problem. See, Patrick particularly says that Taylor's ready to explain what happened in Brazil as well. She's apparently been taking a lot of trips to visit her family. She's been spending a lot of money. Something doesn't feel right about any of it, he says.
I just don't know what's going on. I feel like she has one foot out the door, and she's just waiting
if it comes in
for
black?
an opportunity to take that other step.
We'll get back to the trips that she's taking and all the money that she's spending. Sure.
What a waste.
But you see, here, want to relax. They spend their very first evening in England at France, using the other couples' farm. Their hopes of relaxing are outside the window when they meet Chael and Sonnen. This hilariously stupid drama that kicks off between Chael and Thais, but also Patrick and Sonnen.
This painting looks
To
promising.
watch this video where I cover that next. And by the way, if you haven't already, here's a quick reminder just to double check that you're subscribed so you don't miss my videos. But going back to the answer, finally, the next day, after the pub drive, the group start their very first therapy session. And Patrick explains that they've had a rough few years between his knee surgeries and moving. And now, he says, our relationship doesn't feel the same. It feels like Thais is distant.
There's no effort, like, for her to make time for us.
No matter what, I cannot be free crying. It's like, oh, it's been 3 days already that we don't have sex.
But I will say that Christians and house sex could become just as dangerous as never having sex at all, right? Like that's meant to be enjoyable and fun, right? It starts to feel like a chore, something that she has to do to satisfy. Sure as heck isn't joking. Titus goes on to give her version.
Looks like we found the right card.
This Patrick. Like going to the gym. It's much.
You know, this love me.
I just recently went to Brazil, like, with your family, but, like, you just stay in an Airbnb. Like, it does make it easier for someone to stop by.
Oh gosh, so insecure, isn't it? Immediately proves that point. Yes, Patrick, someone could stop by. Or maybe get her head around this. Maybe she might just want her own space. Constant monitoring. Doesn't sound like she gets a lot of space back at home. Now, of course, this is can't see it. When privately asked by the therapist if he's saying that he believes she's cheated on him, he says he thinks that's the case. But why does Patrick default to thinking? Well, if you ask Shekinah, she believes it's because Thais is well out of Patrick's league. But if you ask Patrick, it's because Thais is given him reason not to trust him.
There was, like, this random charge on the credit card for, like, almost $2,000.
Oh god.
You keep tracking the
There's
credit
the
card.
statue
Yes,
we need.
the credit card.
Now to figure out a way to
Wait
grab
a
it.
second. Sorry, but on this point, I'm with Patrick. Like, it's crazy to me that she tries to dismiss it as him tracking the credit cards, as if $2,000 is nothing. It's a tiny amount of money. This isn't just a few $1,000 on a credit card spent in secret, especially given their finances, is a heck of a lot of money. clients walking into the divorce law. We also found how, according to court documents, Patrick is swimming in debt. In fact, last year he was sued by 2 credit card companies and a bank. The debts exceeding $141,000. And the content, right? $2,000 spent in secret on a credit card is an alarm bell thing. So what was that money spent on? Well, up until now, Tiny's has refused to tell him.
Cats really are the best, aren't they?
No comment.
Kinda steal me, huh? I think you're hurting for disaster.
Oh, I knew it couldn't be that easy.
You wasn't going
Oh
to say
boy,
yes.
lasers, my
I got
favorite.
down like a life on my back.
She got liposuction and chose not to tell her husband. That's pretty wild. I know many elective procedures have become a lot safer. It's a relatively minor, quite a trivial surgery. But the fact is, any medical procedure does come with risks. Not telling your spouse is pretty crazy. I mean, I'd certainly want to know if my wife was having a medical procedure.
Well done, you.
She didn't feel comfortable enough telling me. Quite a big deal. So, she feel the need.
Just one more to
feel the
find.
need to keep it secret.
There was some things that I saw on myself that I didn't like.
So why didn't you say anything?
Because if I tell you, we are every time. Fight every time.
That's my theory.
Have to admit, the man knows how to give a gal a killer silhouette.
He would have jumped to the conclusion that she was working on her body for another guy. That's probably why he would have let her fight. I mean, even just going out to the gym has him thinking that she's cheating.
Use this. Not possible.
Better. Definitely the alarm bells go on. Still, whatever the case, lied to her husband. She keeps secrets from him. And all through her own actions, just added to their suspicions. Now, that does lead to the follow-up question. Is that she just like for one her back? How was it that Patrick did most of that was then not? It's been covering up ever since. A sign maybe that they just don't notice one another. Well, if Patrick is to be believed, he thinks it's because Thais has become incredibly selfish.
She's focusing on herself, but like she
That
really
certainly would
means
really
like it is
complete
not
the scene, don't you
like
think?
our family's not a priority.
That's not like that. That's not like that. You think,
It seems like there's a lot of resentment. There's a very clear inference that she's a bad wife and a bad mother. Bearing in mind what we know about their divorce filings and Patrick wanting to have sole custody of Fabian's, his feelings, rightly or wrongly, definitely seem to have been there for quite some time. What it's worth, Thais
Honestly,
is seriously
I'll
offended
stick with
by
my
that
grapple.
accusation. She says he just chooses not to see or appreciate everything that she does for him and their daughter. So with that, with this being quite an explosive first therapy session, they end the session by both saying that they want to work on this, they want to save their marriage. This seems to be
Guess this wasn't to his taste.
at the point of return. That is the one.
To use not a few sculptures say, it's beautiful.
There's a thoughtful card for that.
If you had to choose, would you pick Josh or your trust fund?
Your pleasure, I love your input.
Are you actually coming over here to stay permanently with Josh?
Josh? That's funny that, like, he would make fun of me for feeling insecure about this. Like, you're joking that I'm insecure about this.
Good lord.
If you thought the
Right.
roller coaster with Josh and
Correct.
Elise ended at the airport in Australia, then you'd be wrong. They're back together, and things are as crazy as they've ever been. But not only does Elise have relationship drama with Josh, he also has class drama with Emma.
You're pointing a finger at me when I didn't do anything wrong. I'm not taking sorry. Wait, raise your voice at me.
Yeah, drama really does follow Elise around everywhere that she goes, doesn't it? So let's rewind to the start and catch up with her on part 2 of the tale. As she gets asked, why, after being so unsure about Josh, did she decide to give him another shot?
He stopped partying. We share locations. He's not living with the girl Nat anymore. Every question mark that I had leaving Australia, I now have an answer to.
And what's more, Josh has also got himself another job, one that pays a stable salary rather than commission. Like both of them, Josh and Elise, are adamant that he has really been trying to turn things around, to change. As I'm sure you recall, at the airport when Elise broke up with Josh, he was quite blasé about it. He didn't really show that much emotion. He said he wouldn't beg anyone to stay with him. But it sounds like after she left, he realised that he loved her enough to fight for her. That's why he's made the changes that she needed to see. And Elise says they both really love each other. She's even said it
that was about as painful as I expected.
Together in person as well.
And then he spent 2.5 weeks in Miami with me. And how did it go? Amazing.
Yeah, it went amazing.
We got tattoos of each other's names.
Yep, that's right. They've got each other's names tattooed on their bodies. I mean, no one could convince me that's a good idea. In a relationship this volatile? Why? Just why? What could possibly go wrong, eh? Now, for as hard as they're desperately trying to prove to everyone that they're madly in love with each other, right, we've got to remember that this relationship always had more than one part. There's a third leg to this triangle, isn't there? Like, we can't possibly talk about Joshua and Elise without also mentioning Chris. And as you get brought up on screen, Sean wants to know Elise's thoughts.
Above my bed? Yeah, that's weird. But that's,
Take a certain
future of money to others.
is safe.
We, secretive $1 trillion slave. While others. Is your picture above my bed? Yeah, that's weird.
Their relationship is great. It always has been. But there was can't help but think, in some cases, having Chris there was almost a bit of a buffer for these two. He was almost the safe middle ground for both of them. Like, at times, he seemed a lot closer to Elise than Josh was. Still, it's at this point that talk moves on to one of the biggest issues that they had: finances. Remember, Josh was living with Nats because he couldn't afford to rent his own place. Elise didn't like that one bit. She was very concerned and very vocal that A, Nat might take advantage of Josh. He might have some element of control over him. And B, that Josh might only be interested in her for her money, or rather her daddy's money. So, what's the situation now? Does Josh financially contribute to this relationship? Well, it seems like he does. It's just more Elise.
You've been smiling.
Welcome to the private view. I hope you're enjoying my work.
Red Hood won, but at Ace Chemicals, I saw you fall.
Haven't you heard of the healing power of laughter? You can call me Joker. I'm the world's first supervillain artist.
Love that Joker.
This tableau is just a preview. Let's share news of my upcoming masterpiece with the good folks of Gotham. Joker here. I've got a surprise for you, Gotham City.
A big parade! At midnight, I will dump $20 million in cash on the crowd. You heard it, folks. 20 million. And there will be entertainment. A big Dukaroo with me in one corner, and in the other corner, the man who has brought real fear to Gotham City. Batman.
Commence! Oh, festival!
Love that Joker.
Giving away my hard-earned? I'm on board. What next?
We've got to stop that parade.
I just need to find a girl to bring circles to it, really.
I'll come with you.
Never want to miss an opportunity. You volunteers to be that girl for Chris. I don't even think she's joking. In fact, I don't think either of them are joking. Chris fully intends to go and visit them every other week. I would love to go with Chris if given the opportunity. Now, for what it's worth, I think their relationship, and by that I mean Josh and Chris, is kind of sweet. This is the best romance we've seen in a long time. And if at least Josh had even half of what Josh and Chris have, they'll be just fine. Chris, why didn't
The Joker is going to hijack Gotham's bicentennial parade. The route isn't far from here.
That he lied in the beginning.
All about a lot.
Yeah. Now, do you think that Josh misled Elise in any way?
No.
Oh, please, come on now. Of course